A distress signal came through from deep in the frozen mining highlands. A shepherd had found something on the mountain, something that couldn't be left there. The rescue team arrived to find a 6-month-old snow leopard cub on a rocky ridge. She weighed 9.7 kilograms, more than 6 below what a healthy cub her age should weigh. Every rib visible, body completely still. But her eyes were open. And what this cub did over the next 100 days is one of the most extraordinary wildlife survival stories ever documented.
Before we get into her full story, please leave a like and subscribe to ANIMORA. Now let's get into it.
The team lifted her carefully and drove. They called ahead as they moved. "We are coming. Get ready. It is critical." It was past 11 p.m. when they arrived. The veterinarians were already waiting. The cub went straight to the emergency room. Blood draws, temperature checks, IV lines, every second counted. When the x-rays came back, the room went quiet. A fractured pelvis, broken hind legs, an injured front leg, a body temperature spiking into fever despite severe weakness and starvation. The veterinarians faced one question with no clean answer. Which injury do you treat first when everything is broken at once? She had been alone on that ridge for a long time, unable to move, unable to hunt. How she survived that long, no one could explain. The operating room was ready. The surgery lasted 2 hours. The surgeons stabilized the pelvis, treated the carpal joint, secured the front leg, and closed every wound they could find. When it was over, the cub was moved to recovery. 6 hours passed. Then she opened her eyes. Her gaze was weak but clear. She couldn't move, but she was there. The team watched over her around the clock. Oxygen levels, temperature, pain scores, checked constantly. This cub had survived the unsurvivable once. They were not going to lose her now. On March 8th, 4 days after rescue, she lifted her head on her own. She had been too weak to hold up her own neck, and now, without warning, she lifted it and looked at the world. It was a small thing. It was everything. Her fever came down. Her appetite returned, cautious at first, then fierce. She began eating 3 to 4 kilograms of fresh meat a day. Her weight climbed, her coat thickened, her eyes sharpened. On March 14th, 10 days after rescue, she crawled out of the recovery box, a few dozen centimeters, slow and heavy, but she moved. Physical therapy began. Heat therapy reawakened nerves that had gone quiet from trauma and cold. She started walking, a few steps at first, then more each day. On day 20, a CT scan revealed mild compression on the spinal nerves in her cervical region. The team adjusted the rehabilitation plan without hesitation. Weeks passed. Her weight climbed past 15 kilograms, then 18. Her movements grew steadier. Her instincts began to return. Then one day, she stood up on her own. No announcement, just a snow leopard planting 4 paws on the ground and rising under her own power. Every person in that room felt it. On March 13th, 100 days after rescue, the center held a celebration. She weighed over 21 kilograms, comparable to wild individuals her age. Strong, watchful, still wary of human hands, as any wild snow leopard should be. Tens of thousands of people followed her recovery online. Children sent drawings from across the country. Strangers who had never met her simply needed to know she was going to be okay. She was. When the transport vehicle reached the nature reserve and the door opened, the mountains stretched out before her. She pressed close to the window the entire drive, restless, alert, as if some part of her already knew. She ran. The team stood and watched.
This cub, who had been found broken on a frozen ridge, who had survived surgery, fever, fractured bones, and 100 days of rehabilitation, who had lifted her head when no one expected it. She ran through the mountains and disappeared into the terrain she was built for. If that shepherd had not sent that signal on the morning of March 4th, she would not have made it through the day. But she did, and now she's out there somewhere, running free.
If this real story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to ANIMORA for more incredible animal stories. Because sometimes the most powerful stories come from the animal world.